Hello, my friends. It's Dr. Abby on Tell Me the Stories of Jesus. And it's the last Sunday of May. And I've got my friends here. I've got Tishe. Tishe, say hello to our friends out there.
Hello.
And I've got Tito. Tito, say hello to everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, today we're talking about what we call WWJD, and that is What Would Jesus Do? Today we're summarizing everything that we've learned on peer pressure this week, this month, the month of May. Remember, we've said there's a few stories we've gone through, isn't it? Can you remember anyone, Tito?
Peer pressure.
Yeah. Which story did we use?
I think the bus lady.
Yeah, the boss lady, Joseph and the boss lady. Yeah, and you, Tishe, can you remember anyone?
Yes.
Which one?
King Rehoboam.
King Rehoboam, yes. So, yeah, brilliant. Well done. And we also talked about Pontius Pilate. Yeah, and there's also a story about the king, Herod, that made the wrong decision. So we are summarizing today. Intentionally, Dr. Abby used very rare stories so that she will get your attention and drum home the story, you know, the lesson about peer pressure and not falling into peer pressure. But this Sunday, we'll talk about the common ones now that we know. Who knows Daniel in the Bible? Yes, Daniel. And Daniel had how many friends? A lot. He had 4 friends. 4 friends. Is it 4 friends? No, there were the 4 Hebrew boys, 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. And then with Daniel, there were 4, the 4 Hebrew boys in the book of Daniel. And then we also have Samuel. Can you remember Samuel? Yes, so those are our 2 examples. Now, the main scripture for today, it's a very short one. It's Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. Repeat after me. Proverbs 9. Yes, Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. And it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And that's where we will stop. So, friends of Jesus, peer pressure. We said peer pressure is that negative force. You know, when your friends, your sister, your brother, your cousin, yes, family,
Your friends.
uncles, aunties, yes, in school, in church, when they tell you to do what is not right, that is peer pressure. And as children of God, what do?
We don't give in.
We don't give in. Well done. We don't give in. And that is the crux of the matter today that we're going to discuss. It's not going to be for long. So Samuel, remember, Samuel's mom took him into the temple to live with Eli, isn't it? And then he heard the voice of God, isn't it? So Samuel knew he was a special boy like Tito, like Tishe, special like Dr. Abby, a special young child chosen for God. And that's who we are. Children of God, we're friends of Jesus. So we know our calling. And you know, Samuel was living with Eli's big boys, Ophni and Phinehas. They were naughty. Mean. They were mean. They were naughty. They stole. They did lots of bad things. Did Samuel copy them? No. Was
Don't give in.
He didn't. Samuel's mom and dad, were they there with him? No. So it means when nobody is there, do we give in?
No.
No. Why don't we give in? Because we fear God. It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. If you're somebody's friend, you love the person, you fear the person, you will always want to please that person, isn't it? When you go to school, you want to do well to make mommy and daddy happy, right? Aha. Peer pressure as friends of Jesus, whether anybody is watching us or not, we don't give in. And that's the case of Joseph and the boss lady. Joseph and the boss lady. Yes, there was nobody there with him. He was like Samuel also, far away from his brothers and his father. He was a slave boy. Did he give in? No. So we're not going to be like King Rehoboam. He listened to his friends, and that was what took the kingdom away from him. And the same thing, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, they were also slave boys, far away from home, but they stood their ground. Even when Daniel was thrown, where was he thrown into?
The lions.
The lion's den. He was not afraid at all. He stood his ground. He was like, I'm not going to do this thing that will not please God. And the three boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, where were they thrown?
Into the fiery pit.
Yes, the very furnace, burning hard. They were meant to burn and die. And what happened? They stood their ground. They were like, we know God will save us, but even if he doesn't save us, we will not give in. So peer pressure, we don't give in because we fear God and we love God, and that's the crux of the matter. And there's one thing Dr. Abby kept saying also in the past series: the company you keep. If you're best friend with a naughty girl, Tito, what are you going to do? Gradually, you might give in because that's who is your best friend. That's who you see and talk to all the time. But if you make sure that your best friend is a good girl, and you know what we can do as friends of Jesus, even if she was naughty, gradually you can let her start to change so that that pressure is a positive one. She's the one that gives in to you as a child of God and does the right thing, rather than us giving in and doing the bad thing. So as we get ready to move into June, where we have an exciting topic to do, we're going to continue to work on our love and fear of God, and we'll continue to do the right things like Samuel, like Joseph, like Daniel, like
Shadrach, Meshach, and
Abednego, and even David was a good young boy, isn't it? Yes, so we'll continue to be good. And for now, what do we say to our friends watching us online?
Bye.